What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to today's training. So today's training is a little bit special because we're going to be going over the Simply Fit method. This is basically the progression system, the system I use inside of my coaching. So most people, whenever they're trying to, create the change that they're going after, they don't have a plan, right? So this is the plan I created to make sure that we know what we're doing and we know where we're going, right? So some of you already inside of the group have seen the different the system and the different phases, but this is for everyone else. If you're new here, we'll be going over the different phases a little bit more in depth uh, and explaining, the thought process behind the different phases. So, first off, if you've never seen me before, my name is Oscar Penaloza. I'm online fitness coach, personal trainer. Um, Simply Fit is basically the group that I have here. We're here to simplify your fat loss and muscle building journey, make it as easy and simple as possible. So, if you're watching the recording, I really appreciate you tuning in. If you have any questions, make sure to reach out. And if you haven't gotten the guide, make sure to get the guide. So, we'll go ahead into the different phases and everything. Um, like I said, if we don't have a plan, we don't know where we're going, we don't know where we're going to end up, right? You're just kind of doing random things and expecting, a specific result, but you can't get a specific result if you have no outline or, a guideline to where you're trying to get to, right? So that's where the Simply Fit method comes in. So it's a 4-phase system, and I'll share it here. Um, this is the Simply Fit method. So sorry for all the tabs. So yeah, Simply Fit method, 4-phase system. We have our optimization phase, we have our transformation phase, lifestyle augmentation, and then we have our continuation phase. To go a little bit deeper into the different phases, I like to use analogies, just that way these different phases make sense. So the optimization phase, this is where we're optimizing to lose to make the fat loss process as easy as possible. We hone in on our nutrition, and we get that metabolism going. So whenever you go into the second phase, the transformation phase, it's easy. It's just we're just getting to it and we're not struggling. The way I like to make that comparison is like whenever you go to a doctor has to make an assessment before they make a prescription. So I'll be doing an assessment and seeing where you're at before I make the prescription, right? And there's a couple other things we have to get done before we go into the transformation phase. So a little bit of a caveat. Some people might not need the optimization phase as much as other people. Some people already have a good solid foundation. So for some people, you might be able to, spend a little bit less time on this, or you might just be able to skip it entirely. But we always want to make sure we're optimizing, we're getting everything in check. So whenever we go into the transformation phase, we're actually able to make that change and not have to work on the habits, right? Because if we're trying to make the transformation, and as you can see here, you have fat loss, muscle gain, strength gain. If we're trying to focus on, you're not getting enough protein, if you're trying to lose fat, you're not in a calorie deficit, or you don't know what a calorie deficit is, that's what we're going to be going over in the optimization phase. So like I said, that optimization phase is just going to put us in a position to where we're more likely to succeed in that transformation phase. It's already hard enough to, lose weight, put on muscle, increase your strength. If you're having to worry about all these other things that were supposed to be addressed first, it's just going to be a lot harder, right? So, like I said, doctor makes that assessment, makes that prescription. You leave the clinic, you take whatever the doctor said, or you make the changes that the doctor asks. So that's going to be the transformation phase. Now that we've learned a little bit, we've fixed our habits. Our habits are starting to become, or we've created new habits that are just second nature. Phase one, the optimization phase, can really, it just depends on the person and the transformation we're trying to go through. But realistically, this can last anywhere from 1 to sometimes 3-4 months. Really just depends on the person, how in depth we go, and then how fast you learn and apply all the different things. And then, like I said, we have that transformation phase. This is where all the good stuff happens. This is, you know, honestly, this is the easiest phase because everything that we did in phase one is gearing us to get ready for phase two. And this is most people's favorite phase because obviously, if you're making that change, that transformation, you're losing the fat, you're gaining the muscle, you're looking better, your energy is improving, you're just having everything, uh, the outcomes are in your favor. Everything's happening for you. You're feeling good. You're making progress. Um, so yeah, this one's pretty straightforward. This is where the change actually happens, right? For most of you watching this, might be fat loss. The other percent is going to be muscle gain. And then, for the people, once we reach phase four, um, you might be the people that are sticking around and, focus on the strength gain and things like that. So yeah, the second phase, that doctor told you, okay, hey, go do this, go fix these things. You come back 6 months later, you lost 30 pounds, doctor surprised, like, wow, how'd you do it? You tell them, yeah, hey, I went through the system, I went through these changes, I created these habits, and I'm back in here. I lost the weight. Shout out to one of the people in the challenge. They are no longer pre-diabetic. I haven't gotten the approval to share that, but I'm gonna keep it nameless for now. So yeah, that's gonna be the transformation phase. That's where we're gonna be building the muscles, losing the fat, creating the desired change, right? Some of it's gonna be physical, some of it's gonna be mental. We're gonna have a lot of improvement here. So that phase, that one can actually range a little bit longer, just depends on the person. So if you're having 50 pounds that you want to lose, average weight loss that's recommended for that is 1 to 2 pounds a week. So this can be anywhere from 25 to 50 weeks. So this can take you 6 months to a full year of the actual transformation on top of the optimization. So this really depends on the person. That's not to say that you're only going to lose 1 or 2 pounds a week. Some people might lose more. Some people might lose less. Just depends on where you're at. If you have more weight to lose, obviously you will be losing a lot more weight quickly versus someone who only has 15, 20 pounds to lose. They are probably going to be closer to that 1 to 2 pound a week mark. So this third phase is the lifestyle augmentation we're adding into your current life. So everything that we did in phase one and now phase two, we want to make sure we're maintaining afterwards, because most people can lose the weight. That's the easy part. It's the maintaining it after for the rest of your life. That's the hard part. Most people don't create the habits needed to maintain their weight loss and to maintain their health, maintain their muscle for the rest of their lives. They give up, the diet that they're following. They stop going and exercising, and they just go back to their old ways, right? So you have person A who said, all right, I'm going to go hop on the keto diet or the carnivore diet, or I'm going to do intermittent fasting. But, that was a band-aid. So whenever they get off of that diet, they're just going to go back to the way they were eating. They're going to go back to eating fast food every day. They're going to go out and going to be drinking alcohol every other day. They're going to be doing all these different things, have no self-control in front of, the good foods, goody foods. I don't like to say junk foods because that villainizes foods. And it's important that we use words properly here. There's no such thing as good or bad foods. I only believe that there's less nutritional, more nutritional foods, right? You can have any food you want in moderation. So, but I'm the same way. I have a hard time controlling myself in front of different pastries and things like that. And it's okay to have food like that. It's okay to live your life. That's where the lifestyle augmentation comes in. This is where we learn how to maintain your habits for the rest of your life. Working out, eating healthy is going to become second nature, and you're just going to be able to enjoy the rest of your life without having to think, oh, I'm on this diet, I can't have this food, I can't go out with my family and friends and eat dinner with them because I'm doing keto or I'm doing carnivore or I'm intermittent fasting, so I can't eat at this time. No, my belief is that you should be following a diet that you can do for the rest of your life, not something that you're going to hop on for a couple of months to lose the weight, only to lose it or to gain it right back after you drop it. So like I said, person A does that. Person B went through phase one. They optimized their nutrition. They learned different habits. They established that. Now that's second nature. They made the transformation. They have all the right habits. And now that they're in phase three, we're looking at your whole life overall to make sure that everything that we're doing is sustainable, because we might do some things in phase two that we probably don't want to be doing in the long term. Some people might start doing cardio just to help that fat loss process speed up, but you don't see yourself realistically doing, and this is just an example, I'm exaggerating on purpose, but like 10 miles a day for the rest of your life, right? No one really wants to be doing that. We want to be living our life and just enjoying it, but also staying healthy, right? So that's the lifestyle augmentation, adding on to our life, not taking anything away. We don't want our life to revolve around a diet or the gym or your exercise. We want the gym, exercise, and nutrition to revolve around your life, right? So you should be able to walk outside and, you go to dinner with your friends and families, you go to a social event, you have a couple of drinks here and there. Um, Someone comes to your house, they bring in, different pastries or something. You go to a birthday party, you have that slice of cake. You're just living life, right? The main goal of this is to make sure that you can enjoy your life without feeling like you're having to avoid, all the different pleasures of life. And that's where most people go wrong. This phase is arguably the most important phase because this is where most people fail and they just go back to square one. They don't even go back to phase one, the optimization phase. They just go back to square one. So they regain those 50 pounds and then even more because they're not working out anymore. They're not lifting anymore. So they're eating like the way they were eating before, but now they're not exercising. So you're just going to put on more weight. And we don't want that, right? So that's phase three. Um, Phase four is the continuation phase. So after we've gone through phase three, and phase three can take a little bit longer than phase two. I usually like to say it could take you just as long, if not a little bit longer, just because we want to make sure that we've actually established those habits. Those habits are solid. So for the person who wants to lose, the 50 pounds, like I said, 6 to 12 months, that's probably how long it's going to take for that transformation. The lifestyle augmentation will at minimum be another 6 months, maybe even 12 months, just to make sure we don't go backwards because we will be hitting, there will be different problems that arise, but we'll be tackling them together and make sure you don't go back and you go off track, right? We want to make sure we're moving forward or we're maintaining what we're doing. So that continuation phase, this one, it just basically allows you to move on to new goals, explore different things that you maybe haven't explored before. Now that we've been working together for a good amount of time, couple months, now you can go into different things. So initially you might have joined, you wanted to only lose fat, and maybe you put on a little bit of muscle, but now you want to take the time to actually build your body. You want to get stronger, you want to get better at lifting weights, or maybe you want to improve your health more. This is where we can actually focus on that. Or if you feel like everything you've been doing has been very hard, this is where we can take a step back and say, okay, maybe let's drop the activity. Maybe let's cut back here. Maybe let's increase the flexibility in our diet. That way you don't feel like you're restricting, right? So there's a lot of different ways we can approach the continuation phase. There's a lot of different ways that you can continue to improve, right? So this just allows you to continue. Basically what happens, we go through phase four and then we come back to phase one. So like I said, most people joining are going to be wanting to lose weight. Some of you are going to lose that weight. And then now you want to focus more on just building muscle, getting stronger, and then getting, more, improving your health more. So that's what the continuation phase allows us to do. And that one, same again, timeline is going to vary. So depending on what you want to do, if you're someone who wants to put on more muscle, the timeline is going to be different, because there's no realistic way to gauge how long it's going to take you to build muscle. So I would say if you continue to going forward, it probably would be anywhere 6 to 12 months, maybe even 2 years. So I can't really say anything on that. But yeah, that's the 4-phase system of the Simply Fit method. That way we know where we're going. We know what we have to do. And of course, this is just a presentation, so I'm not breaking every single little thing down, but these are the milestones, right? This is what we're working on. Now we know what to do moving forward. We're not just doing random things. And we have a random end result. We're actually working towards a goal and we have the milestones in place to make sure we're moving in the right direction. So phase one, optimization phase, phase two, transformation phase, phase three, lifestyle augmentation, and phase four, continuation. So I hope that makes sense. Let me just get this off of here. But yeah, if you guys have any questions over that, the different phases or anything like that, feel free to message me or anything. I do think this helps out a lot because most people, like I said, they don't have an idea of what they're doing. They're just doing random things, expecting a specific result, right? Can't do that. You go to any college course, they give you a curriculum, they give you the syllabus, they say, hey, week one, we're doing this, week two, we're doing this, week three, we're doing this. If they were to just say, yeah, at the end of the semester, you're going to have a test over this, you're good to go. And they just let you go out, walk out the class, you don't know what to study, right? Unless you just become very, very, very resourceful, but it's going to be way harder to pass that class versus knowing exactly what steps to take in order to, finish out the semester and pass that final exam. So, yeah, a little bit of a different training today. But like I said, if you have any questions, it could be anything outside of the Simply Fit method. It could be just general questions. I really do appreciate those. So you can send me a message. If you're watching this on YouTube or something like that, you can drop it down in the comments. And if you are on YouTube, make sure to join my group because that's where we have all the exclusive guides and everything, access to the trainings live. So you can join in here, ask questions directly. You can get in touch with me. So yeah, like I said, any questions are welcome. I really appreciate you guys interacting, engaging, being part of the group. Thank you very much for joining. But yeah, like I said, I hope this makes sense, and I hope to see you, work with you, and just see you progress. So thanks again for joining the live, watching the video, watching the replay, and I'll see you on the next training.